Welcome to Qbaby, Let's Be Honest. I'm here with my special guest once again.
What's up, guys? It's Christina.
And the topic we're going to be talking about today is, how do you know when your partner has fell out of love with you? Like, what do you think, in your honest opinion, what do you think some of the things that people do?
Well, and I mean, so there's a lot of different things that people go through in their relationships and stuff. But a lot of times people do get to that point where they're like, look, they start shutting themselves down. And a lot of people, people that watch our stuff, people that were around, all of us go through a point where either somebody has done that to us or we've been that person because we couldn't take it no more. Like, you get to a certain point with all the little bitty stuff and it builds up. And if you don't communicate or have those conversations, then you're not going to be able to work through that. And all the little things are going to build up to end up being a big thing because your resentment's going to grow. And whenever your resentment grows and you're holding that inside, you start to hate that other person.
I definitely have to agree with that because I think a lot of people don't address those kind of issues though. That's something that I have noticed in a lot of different relationships, even in my personal, is that when you don't address them and you just let them build up, or either you'll just go into the shutdown mode. It just makes it worse. Yeah, because then it's like, okay, you felt like this, but you waited probably a week to communicate that this is what the problem was when we could have settled it right then and there.
Yeah, and all that time spent, that's time that y'all could have been spending talking through it. Even, you don't even have to talk about it when it happens if you don't want to. Mm-hmm. But within, that first 24 to 48 hours, y'all need to sit down and talk through that shit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's just going to get worse. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, because eventually, at some point, it's going to get brought up, and then it's going to explode.
Y'all are just going to blow up. There ain't even going to be a conversation, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of things where you have people that are in situations with people they can't get out of, or they don't feel like they can get out of because they don't have that support system. And they're isolated, or that maybe they don't live somewhere where their family's at and they don't really know anybody, and they're only with the person that they're actually
because they have no
dating or whatever, because they live together, whatever the situation is.
That makes sense.
And those, the people that have to deal with those type of situations that feel like they can't leave, there's a lot of different ways that you can leave, but you have to be smart about what you do, and a lot of them have to hide it until they actually try to leave. Because even a lot of the cops and stuff will tell you the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship is whenever you try to leave. And that's backed up by lots of records of domestic violence because of people trying to leave, women and men trying to leave their partners, and somebody flips out and goes crazy. There's murders. There's all kinds of shit that happens.
Yeah, they call it crime of passion, I think someone said, yeah.
And a lot of that stuff wouldn't even happen if people weren't out their mind, for one, the ones that do it, take it all the way to murder, and then two, if people would just talk about the stuff that comes up and figure out, okay, you're a person, I'm a person, we need to compromise.
Yeah, that's a good
we got to figure out what we can do to meet in the middle so that these things don't keep happening.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't ever do, is really have those kind of deep conversations.
Okay. Sorry, my husband's off camera asking me questions in sign language.
I'm gonna get something to drink. I love you.
I love you too. Pick me up a snack. Where are you going?
A store?
Just, you know what I eat. Grab me something.
I'm not for the blowjob.
Anyway.
Oh, God.
He always pops in, in the other episodes that we've done, you can see him, or you can't really see him, but you can hear him pop over in the corner, and he always likes doing that, but he doesn't want to be on camera.
He might as well go ahead and hop himself on and get himself over.
He will not. He refuses. I said something to him about it earlier, about just that I was getting ready or whatever, and he was like, I hope you know it's just you going on there. And I told him, I said, we already know you won't go on there. That's why me and Qdo sit there and we talk and we get stuff out and hope to help other people, or maybe bring somebody up on some knowledge they didn't know about. Like,
That's facts.
because that's, for the most part, like, what you started this for to do.
I hope
And to
it-
get other opinions on it,
Yeah.
different viewpoints, to start a conversation that can grow bigger.
Yeah, like the whole point was just to be able to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that in a lot of relationships, it's a lot of silence on both sides, where men and women can't really tell their partner what they truly feel and think because they think something negative will happen. But without those conversations, a relationship can't really grow. In my honest
Well, and
opinion.
you have the situations where it does go negative, but anytime somebody tries to talk.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that too. Like, there's so many different scenarios because of how different everybody is.
Yeah.
You have people that are controlling, and you have people that are the complete opposite and are carefree, and
Yeah. People.
they don't mistreat their partners or put them through
But they-
hell, pretty much, you know?
Yeah, like I believe that a lot of people find themselves in situations where they either dealing with someone that's abusive, like we have spoken on, people that are very kind-hearted that get manipulated and used and abused in a different way, whether it's physical or mental. You know what I mean? But I think the main thing is that when you have a way out, like a genuine way out, and you don't take that opportunity, or even if you do take that opportunity and you just go right back to the chaos, at that point you're kind of like choosing to be in it.
See, and a lot of people think that, but if you actually dig into that type of stuff, there are mental symptoms that end up developing to people. That's why they have battered wife syndrome and stuff like that, because it actually, people end up thinking that it's easier for them to go back and deal with the hell they were in than to be on the run and in hiding, because then they don't feel like they have any type of life. And I've watched, like, I'm one of those people, I love my true crime stuff. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. And like, I've watched so much stuff where it's people being murdered in those types of situations because they go back instead of staying gone because they thought it would be easier just to go back and deal with pretty much the devil they knew.
Yeah.
But after so long of, the whole point is if you're in those types of situations, you feel like you can't get out. But there's other situations that people are in and they do get out of them. And it pretty much all boils down to not communicating with each other. Because you do build that resentment, and that's going to make you hate your partner. You have to be able to talk to them. Like, you open up to your friends. A lot of people open up to their friends, their family. Like, the one person that's supposed to be right there with you and hold you down. And partners expect so much from each other, but yet you can't respect one another enough to sit down and have conversations, whether they're hard or not, whether you know they're going to hurt them or not, whether you feel like this is something that I don't want to tell them because of this or this. It's not really your decision if it's something they need to know.
Yeah.
If you even got to think about it like that, like, y'all need to have those conversations so it doesn't build up to the point of them being numb. Because that's a lot of times where those walls come up and they do get numb to you because they can't take it no more.
Like, I want to piggyback off that because that's true. But at the same time, like, just slightly, you have the people that you confide these situations and problems and things with that will also use those same exact things and throw it in your face too. So, to an
That's
extent.
a lot more common than you would think it is.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I've been through
downplay
it. A
that.
lot of people I know go through that.
Yeah.
Still to this day go through it
Yeah.
because they blow it off because they're so used to it.
Yeah. And that's the thing is,
And
like,
it's I actually seen a meme on Facebook about that today.
Yeah.
And it said something along the lines of one of the most hurtful things in life is when somebody knows everything that was done to you and they turn around and do the same thing to you.
Wow.
And like I felt that when I read it. I was like, okay, somebody actually posted something decent on Facebook for once. So we'll give them that.
Yeah.
Because that kind of hit, you know. But people that do that to people are some of the worst people to me.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Because you are supposed to love and protect and care and be there for your partner through everything and support them and hold them up.
Yeah.
And that's really what every relationship should be like. It should be happy. It's not going to be great all the time.
It's not sunshines.
You're going to have arguments. You're going to have situations you got to work through or choose not to. You know what I mean? But relationships are hard. They are work, but you got to choose to love that person. But once it gets to where you realize, okay, maybe this person isn't going to change like they said they would or work on the things that we've talked about that they need to, how much longer are you going to stay there and continue to put up with that before you're like, you're talking less, you're not wanting to do things more, you're not wanting to interact with your partner, you're distancing yourself from them, even though y'all live in the same house, like, you're not feeling that want to be around that person, to spend time with them, to show them love, because you've been getting mistreated or whatever the situation is, to the point to where you can't take it no more.
I would definitely have to agree with that. Like, I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships. I think that people that choose chaos more than peace would allow people to manipulate the fact that they're a caring person. It's like, when I know you pretty much, you see.
Well, they don't necessarily allow it, is the thing. It's like they're in the situation at this point, they love that person.
Yeah.
Like, their whole heart is invested in them. They're probably isolated with them in some sort of way. Where, like I said, they don't have family around. They live together with this person. They don't feel, like they have a support system.
Yeah.
And if you're with somebody like that, then they get used to, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is still love. Like, I still love this person, but they're doing a bad thing to me right now, making me feel shitty. But they're not meaning to, or a lot of them blame themselves for it.
Yeah.
So they're not really choosing that. Like, they're not choosing for their partner to be that way. But they love them and care for them so much that they'll still sit there and tolerate the abuse.
Yeah. Like,
because they don't want to leave them.
Like, that's what I was kind of like getting at on that. Like, I'm not saying that they genuinely just say, oh yeah, I want a person that abuses me mentally or physically.
I'm just saying they don't choose that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying that they end up staying with someone that treats them in that kind of way, and they don't try to like escape from it. And like you said, some of them are situational where some people can't leave.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the people that genuinely can leave, that have a support system where family members is like, you need to get away from this person because they are harming you or they're destroying the kind heart you once had. You know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Well, and you also
person.
have to think, when a lot of people in a relationship, it's kind of why they say rose-colored glasses or you have blinders on.
Facts.
You're not seeing that.
Sure.
Like, with my first marriage, I didn't see a lot of stuff that a lot of people seen.
Yeah.
And I really wish I would have. Because it would have saved me probably some years of my life. But you don't notice that stuff. And if you do notice it, you kind of glaze over it because, once again, you love that person.
Sure.
You care for that person. You want to be with them.
Yeah.
So you're going to do what you feel like you need to do to try to make it better so that y'all can continue your relationship, because you don't want to be without them.
Yeah. And I also want to tap on, like, sometimes people can push their person to change into something that they never were, because it's like they were showing them what they were doing to them. In a way, kind of like looking into the mirror.
Yeah, like, my only thing is is you still are you. You know what I mean? Like, getting pushed into being something that you're not because of somebody else, like, that's unhealthy for anybody.
Thanks.
And don't get me wrong, relationships are compromised. So, of course, naturally, you have to be willing to change.
Yes.
Like, you have to be willing to change and grow with that person as a couple, or it's off the top, it's not about to work. It's not going to. Because everybody has to, you have to kind of meld your lives together, especially if you live with one another, or you're married, or you're engaged, or that's the route that you're on.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to meet somebody in the middle, but you also can have your own boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, you can have those things that are like, I'm not gonna accept that.
Yeah.
But be reasonable in the fact that you're wanting this person to be with you for the rest of your life, or a long-term relationship or whatever. They've got to learn you and your habits day to day just like you do them, because neither one of you are going to go into it knowing exactly what each other's ticks are all the way down until you experience that. You could date somebody for like 3 to 4 years online or something like that, or just casual, and y'all aren't living together. I promise you, when you move in with each other, you're gonna find stuff that irks your nerves. There's gonna be stuff that's like, stop doing this, please. I'm ready to choke you.
Well, like they say,
like, quit doing this.
Like they say, if you ain't never thought about killing me, then I know you don't love me, because it's gonna be times that you get pissed off about some of the things that people do.
Oh yeah, and that's my whole point. Like, you just have to be willing to compromise and work with one another on that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it can't be it's my way or the highway. If you want to be real about it, I don't care how big your ego is. I don't care how big of a man or how big of a woman you think you are. If you want somebody to be in your life as your partner, you have to be willing to figure out where your middle ground is, where the compromise is, to where y'all can make it through those rough times, because they're going to be there regardless.
Thanks.
It's not gonna not happen. Like, there's gonna be shit that happens, and you gotta work through that, or you're gonna be numb, and you're gonna get to the point where you have no interest in showing them any kind of love, and then you're gonna get to where you're like, all right, I can't take this anymore. I can't be in this situation. I can't feel like I feel being on edge every second that they're in the same house with you.
Yeah, because
not knowing what's going to go down, and then turn around and you get to the point to where it's like, I'm out, I'm gone, I'm leaving. Like
that's pretty deep though.
I've packed somebody's stuff before because I got to that point. Like, went through my whole house, packed up their stuff, left it in the room, and was like, hey, this is sitting here, come get it. Because I couldn't no more.
Like, I definitely feel that. Like, I like the in-depth on that, because the simple fact is that people get to a point where they go into like a dark state of mind, I would say.
Oh yeah.
And it's just because, like, I think people in general chase the dream of what people could be.
A lot of people do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like even with me, I'll admit it. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, like.
You already know listen, I've told this man so many times to stop trying to be Captain Sabo. He is not Captain Sabo. And we're not doing that anymore, right? Like, we've learned our lesson now, yes?
No, it's just, I see, like, as a realistic person, I think any man or any woman actually and genuinely sees the good in a person, or what they could be if they would just put a little bit of effort in it. And I think for everybody that do get in relationships or do get married, is that they want to see if they can be that person that can motivate them to be the greatest version of themselves.
I see what you're saying, like, and of course we all want that for our partners.
Yeah.
Like that's goals. That's what you want in a partner.
Yeah.
It's somebody that does want that for you and they do want to build you up. But then you have lines that get crossed where they're trying to change you, like you were saying earlier,
Yeah.
and you can't do that to somebody because we're still us. Like, yes, I'm willing to compromise on things and work through things with you, but at the same time, I'm still Christina. I'm still a human. I still have my feelings.
Yeah.
So you still have to be able to be your own person.
Yeah, and I think that's where, like, most people get to, because, like, I'm going to use me as a prime example. When I get to a point where I want to call you a bitch, or if I get to a point where I feel like I'm going to...
Where I'm getting angry.
Yeah, like where I'm...
Where your presence is pissing me off.
To that extreme,
yes.
I'm just like, this ain't going to work. I'm going to let you
exactly,
go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I get
thankfully, you know, when you get to that early stage of it, that you need to cut it off because something ain't right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that do that, and it's because they've seen what happens in the other situations. Yeah. They've seen what can happen to somebody that stays.
Yeah, of course. And my thing is that I never want to be in a relationship where I call the person that I say I love, the person that I want,
out of their name. Yeah.
Calling them a bitch, or even me thinking about physically harming them because they got me to that point.
Or with me, it's like, don't make me want to have to start throwing shit and being a psycho.
Yeah.
Because when you get me to that point, now I don't care. We can fight. And you've seen it. You already know I will fight a grown man. Like, this is not a debate. And no, I don't do that type of shit anymore unless I have to. But you have seen that is all I'm saying. And it's just not even healthy for somebody to be taken to that point. It's not healthy for your mental in any way, because if you keep letting things take you out of your character and getting to that point where it's any kind of violence or anything like that, then you're giving up control of your emotions, control of yourself, and you're giving up control of being able to be the best you that you can. Because you can't be the best you if you're being an angry you, or if you're always on edge, or if you can't be yourself.
I would definitely have to agree. Like, I always want to make sure I stay in the best state of mind, you know what I'm saying, where I'm not in a situation where I would want to put myself in that. And that's the reason why I kind of like, I enjoy doing this, so that other people that probably find themselves in those situations where they can have the state of mind, like, I see that I'm getting angry. I see that I'm starting to say things that I don't want to say to the person that I say I love.
Yeah, maybe it'll help people be able to work on things that they see that they need to work on. Or even if our conversation helps somebody, like anybody out there watching this, understand that you're not alone. If you are in a situation, there is help. You can go to somebody. It may not be easy, but you can. There are a lot of people that will help. And I really hope that more people get to where they do understand that the situations aren't always easy to leave. But if somebody is trying to leave, please help them. Like, please help them.
Like, my main thing is like I'm gonna use for example, if like my sister, I got a stepsister, but I call her still my blood sister regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if she ever called me and say, bro, I'm in an abusive relationship, for prime example.
I need help getting out. I already know, because I'd be going with you to go help her.
So my thing is that instead of just immediately, oh, I'm going to go and enter this situation, because me knowing me, when it comes to my sister, like whether we haven't talked in 10, 20 years, or if we've been talking every day of our life, I want to give whatever her situation and her relationship the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, sis, before I hit this road and head to you, I need you to make sure that you're serious about leaving this situation, because I don't want to come down there and do all this work to get you away, get you safe.
Just to turn around and take you back, which I've helped
because
people.
Man, You know how they say, like,
I
don't
know
be
it's
something
aggravating being in that situation because I've been on that end of it too.
Man,
But at the same time, like I said, it's not always easy for people to go and stay gone.
true.
It's not.
And that's where me personally, I would say, I'm gonna let y'all two work that out first. And the reason why I say I'm gonna let y'all work it out is because I need you to make sure, because whenever I
See,
come,
my whole thing is a lot of people think like that, and unfortunately, that's how a lot of people end up really getting hurt. But if somebody calls you and they're like, "Look, somebody is doing A, B, C, D to me, whatever," then I feel like, don't get me wrong, figure out the situation.
yeah,
But you still need to be getting to them because if they called you, you're their only chance to be able to get the
Yeah.
fuck out of there.
true.
And what if, like, I called you and I was like, "Hey, bro, somebody is doing this to me. I need help right now." Would you wait or would you come to help?
Like, I'll help you leave. Like, if you need that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm
Depending
talking
on
about
what the situation
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Like, if you know, oh, this may be some BS or whatever,
yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where,
It's serious.
and it's getting people that are in those situations to get comfortable enough to make those phone calls, to say something.
Yeah,
But the whole thing about, like, how do you know when somebody is getting to the point to where they want to leave? You can read their body language. You can tell when somebody doesn't really want to give you attention.
like,
You feel that, and a lot of people ignore it, and they're like, "Oh, they're just having a bad day or whatever."
yeah,
But you can feel that, and whenever it starts getting like that, like, it's time for one of y'all to go.
I'm gonna elaborate if I can make sure I kind of like put it in, go a little bit deeper on it for it to be like more understood for like most people that are listening. Like when I say like I want her to make sure that before I intervene in this, is my main thing is like I'm not saying I won't go to you if you need me to come and like pick you up.
I know, because I already know how you are.
Oh yeah, you know how I'm ignorant as far as that goes. But at the end of the day, it's like my thing is before I hop into the situation, as far as them two going at each other's throat. My thing is I'll help you hop up in my car, grab a bag, and we can roll up.
Yeah, but I'm not about to whoop somebody's ass if I don't know the real.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Yeah. But a lot of people.
Come on now, that is a given.
But the reason why I'm saying this is because it's just like I seen a video not too long ago. It showed a father that because of something that happened to his two daughters, you know what I'm saying, like the boyfriend or whatever. And the thing is, the two daughters socked him up to get killed by the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? His two daughters sought him up to get killed by her boyfriend because these girls went and told him all this BS instead of him be like, okay, now break down the situation so I can find out what's going on.
Well, a lot of times people don't do that.
True.
Because when you get those phone calls,
Yeah.
it's, I need to go. I need to go help them.
Yeah, and I understand. But the thing is, a lot of times people got to be careful in those situations because on either side, you can be put on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause, cause I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just like if it was any one of your kids or if it's any one of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that situation, you're going with the like my child's in danger. I need to get him out of danger, and then you know how we get. You know what I'm saying? How people get trigger happy and all that. They take the scrap with them and trying to find out what the situation is, but people don't understand that other people got guns too. Everybody can get access to them. So it's just like.
Well, you always have to be careful. That's why I said earlier about being safe.
Yes.
Because it's one of the most dangerous times is when you go to leave.
Yeah.
You have to be safe about the shit.
Yeah. My main thing is that I want to make sure that when I do come, I'm like, look, if I come and get you and take you away from there and get all your stuff out and get you somewhere where you got everything you need, I just need to make sure that you ain't going back because if I end up fucking this dude up, you know what I'm saying, and I got you scot-free after beating his ass or even probably doing worse, and then I find out that you go back to him, guess what? I'm probably even sitting in a prison cell just because you went back to the guy because I almost killed him, or if I beat the brakes off of him and doing a charge in jail. I ruined most of my life because of you.
See, my whole thing is, though, is if you go through all that for somebody and you help them get away, and they're legit, like, don't ever have to worry about them, they're not coming after them or nothing, if they choose to go back to that, because at that point it would be a choice,
Yes.
you have to be able to be like, look, I helped you. I got you away. You were perfectly fine. He was leaving you alone. You started hitting him back up, whatever. That's where you have to be able to step away. And again,
Facts.
not try to be Captain Save-A-Ho
That's what I said one time.
and leave it alone.